But I heard clearly and distinctly the Lord say to me that the whole issue of the kingdom of God, from the beginning till the end, is the issue of the flesh versus the spirit. But of course, I inferred, of course, the spirit, but really the issue of the flesh. And the reason what prompted me to kind of add to what you're saying, Tom, is that the issue of the veil that hides and obscures the gospel and the light of God from breaking in and its transforming, healing, liberating power. That is the issue of the strength and self-sufficiency of man. And it's been that way from the beginning. And I know the kingdom of God is coming. It's coming in radical, apocalyptic breaking in at the end of the age. It's coming on the earth. But we also know the kingdom of God is here now. And we also know that the pure in heart see the kingdom. And those that are born again. It's an open question, I guess, to interpreters, whether one sees the kingdom immediately upon being born again, or whether or not they're sealed by being born again to have a secure and assured part in the coming kingdom. I rather think it's the accessibility and visibility of the kingdom of God to the pure in heart and to those who are born again right now. True, albeit in measure, in part. There's an already and there's the not yet. We've talked about that enough to have ready. But it's the issue of the veil. We come to the end of our strength, and that's exactly when the veil is removed. When the Jew is at the end of his strength, the collective Jewish heart turns to the Lord. That's exactly a picture of what's true of every individual believer. That when we are in a place of brokenness, to see our crime, our strength, our sufficiency, our arrogance. When we thought we were doing God a service, like the Apostle Paul, we were persecuting God himself. When we look upon him, whom we participated in the actual piercing. It's like the song that says, my sin put him on the cross. But when that breaks into it, not just by logic or theoretical acceptance of facts, but when that breaks into us by the quickening power of the Spirit, there really is a destruction that's more than just mortal suffering or anything else. It's a destruction of that root of human self-reliance. And in the destruction of that is a clear vision, that's a transforming vision of his face, which to see is to be changed from glory to glory. But where does it happen? It happens at the end of strength. At the end, and it happens at the place where the veil is removed, because the thickness or density of the veil is very relevant, or very relative rather, to the strength of our flesh. And the strength of our flesh is much more than just outward, but it's that deep thing which only the Spirit of God can touch and break. That high thing that is more present than we can consciously even imagine, that presumes concerning its own strength. As you well said, Tom, it presumes it can keep the law. It presumes, though all men forsake you, yet not I. What is that but the voice of presumption? And that's the thing. It has got to come down for the Lord to break in. So it's this great picture of the coming to the end of our power. And if that's true of Israel, how obviously true it has to be for the church, where judgment must begin.